Hello and welcome to the sixth episode of the A&E Podcast. How are you, Misha?
I am very good, Christian. Thank you for asking. How are you? What are we going to be talking about today?
I'm good, thank you for asking. And today we will be talking about the 2020 Ballon d'Or and why we think Lewandowski should have won it.
These are all personal opinions, just a tiny heads up. Take it away, Christian.
So yeah, first let's get started with what the Ballon d'Or is. It's an annual award given to the best footballer or best soccer player that year. So usually like their season will be the best. So last year, 2019, Lionel Messi won it. In 2018, Luka Modric won it. And it's been going on for quite a while now. I do not know the exact date, but I would say a good 100
I
years.
I think it started in 100 years. I thought it actually started in 2001, if I recall from Wikipedia
Oh no,
correctly.
it's been a while. It's been
Oh, really?
you could go back a while, and they've
Mm.
been doing Ballon d'Ors for a long time. Maybe not quite 100 years, but somewhere in the
Mm-hmm.
19th century, 1930s, 1940s. It's a
Okay,
it's
okay.
a, it's a big award. It happens annually, and this year's Ballon d'Or was canceled, which is the first time in history it's been canceled. So it was a pretty big event that it was canceled because it's been going on for so long continuously too, without ever canceling. So to see this being canceled is a pretty big deal, and it was canceled because of the coronavirus pandemic. If you didn't know that already, and it was canceled because they didn't get to be able to judge fairly, because with some players being affected to it, some clubs, some players, a lot of games have been canceled, and also the season was kind of just interrupted. It
Mm-hmm.
stopped for a little, a month or two, and then it continued again. So they have to catch back up
Yeah.
on all their games.
The
And
matches
let's
were just overall not planned, you
oh
could
yeah,
say.
it was all just they were like, okay, let's just have a match today, or let's just
Mm-hmm.
have a match next weekend.
Exactly.
And also, a lot of the players were not fit too. So,
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first game back, almost all games were 0-0, 1-1.
Yep.
They were you could tell they weren't fit because
Mm-hmm.
they just been hit hard. They stopped playing. They had to,
Mm-hmm.
they had to stay at home, self isolate,
Mm-hmm. And
and
not every player has they probably all have like gardens or whatever, but they don't have a whole soccer field and teammates, and everyone had to self-isolate, so they couldn't really have the same feeling of playing on a team. And that
mhm.
was a very crucial factor.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The training aspect too. Like you said, you were talking a little bit about training with other players. That's a
Mm-hmm.
really big thing, because when you're training, you want to train like you're in a real game situation. So you could do some training at home, but there's only so much you could do, especially by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wanted to say that it was canceled, and Ballon d'Or, pretty big thing, never been canceled. And Lewandowski, we think that he should have won it. And talk a little bit about why he should have won it. So if you don't know, he's played for Bayern Munich for a while now. He first played for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's playing for Bayern Munich. And he just had an outstanding season, 2019, 2020. Even though it was interrupted and it was very choppy, he had a
Mm-hmm.
great season.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Bayern Munich, they won everything they could have. They won all their leagues. They won the Champions League, which is a very big deal because you're playing against the best teams in all over Europe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a small event. That's really big because you're seeing the best teams in Europe, and there's just so much competition. And they even beat one of the best teams, Barcelona, 8-2, which was crazy. And on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, they also won Bundesliga, and Lewandowski was top scorer for both of those things, even breaking some records for the Champions League. Lewandowski broke the record by the most goals scored in one campaign. He broke the record for Lionel Messi, and he's in third place for the top goals scored in one campaign. And the only people above him are Cristiano Ronaldo, having second place with 16 goals and having first place with 17 goals. So
Mm-hmm.
very impressive. I I think he deserved to at least get second place too for breaking the record, because he had a great season, really vital, important player for Bayern Munich. He's always finishing goals. He's always scoring goals. He's always finishing those he's always giving them that last push. He's able to score
Mm-hmm.
all his goals, and he's just a great player, and he's really special to Bayern Munich. And I think he really helps them a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
he's such an important player. I think Bayern Munich, even though without him, they still are a great team. They're just so much better with him, and he's such a great striker.
Yes, for sure. Like you said, he scores almost every match one goal. He's also in the Bundesliga in the top three most goals scored with 255. About to be in second place, because the second place right now by Klaus Fischer, who has only 268 goals, and that's just this many goals.
And you bet.
13 to be exact, and I bet if he plays just a few more matches in the next 1 month or two, he will beat that record and be second place for the most goals scored in the Bundesliga history. Yeah, he's like you said, he is a very crucial player for Bayern Munich. Scores at least every match 1 goal, and I don't think Bayern Munich could be anything without him. He, like you can see on some games, when they are losing, Lewandowski scores, and then everyone has just this burst of energy and can play better. That didn't happen for the game on Friday, if I recall correctly, yesterday, where they lost 2-3 against FC Mönchengladbach, which was very surprising and very sad because FC Mönchengladbach is not one of those big teams that you know of. This might be the first time you heard of them. They are also in 10th place, I think, and it's very surprising to see a top team lose against them.
It was really, like you said, surprising and a little disappointing too, because they were winning 2-0 in halftime. And Mönchengladbach, they scored 3 goals. They scored 2 at the end of halftime and 1 at the beginning of halftime. They really caught back up. And I have to admit, they're not a bad team. Like, they've done good. They beat Real Madrid, I'm pretty sure, in the Champions League. Like, they're a pretty good team. But to see them like beat this team and they were down 2-0 too, it was a really good comeback. And
yeah,
it was pretty crazy, and it just shows you, like, you know, like I was saying in the last episode, or it was the 4th episode, that you should never give up. And it was just like that game I was talking about, the Seattle Sounders and Minnesota game. And I'd also like to say one thing, that Lewandowski, I think, great player. And I don't know, did he play that game?
Yes, he played. He scored in the 22nd minute. And as Alphonso Davies said in an interview after the match, the defenders got a little too, you could say, cocky once they scored 2 goals and just let a lot of balls fly past them. Manuel Neuer couldn't do anything about it. You always need defenders as a goalkeeper because the goal is very big and you can only jump that far.
Usually, like you're saying too, goalkeepers are like last reserve. You want those defenders. You don't want, like, the strikers or attackers. As a defender, you don't want them to take any shots. You don't want to make them to create any opportunities. You always want to try to block that out. So you'd rather you'd rather not use the goalkeeper than have to use it, because like you're saying, goalkeeper's only there if they do get a shot off, but there shouldn't be a shot off. Also want to say, like, Lewandowski, he's up there, in my opinion, with Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. I feel like he's in his prime right now. I don't think he's as good as them, as Messi and Ronaldo was in their prime. They are really special, great players. But I think he's definitely up there, like, around that level. He's a great player. He scores a bunch of goals, very talented, and he's a great player overall.
Yeah, that is very true, Christian. I agree with you completely. Would you like to say anything else?
Yeah, so I also want to talk a little bit about current news, some transfers. And the first one's going to be kind of related about Bayern Munich, which is actually 2 teams. So if you don't know, we're the center back for Bayern Munich, Alaba. He is, I'm pretty sure he's going to be, like, on the transfer list next season. So 2 teams, Liverpool and Real Madrid, are fighting really hard to get him. And this is going to be interesting because Liverpool, if you don't know, in their situation right now, they're not doing the best. They've been losing their games. They lost against Southampton 1-0, which is upsetting, especially it being a Liverpool fan. Very upsetting. They tied against Newcastle 0-0. They've been barely winning their games, if not losing their games, and they haven't been playing the best. And they really need a new center back. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope they get Alaba, and that would be crazy already, especially seeing Liverpool. They signed Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich. That'd be their
Mm-hmm.
second Bayern Munich player already. Which really
Yep.
proves that Bayern Munich, like, they produce a lot of good talent, and they have so many great
Mm-hmm.
players on Bayern Munich. And I think David Alaba would be great for Liverpool, especially Virgil van Dijk being injured. Hope he gets better soon. So I think that'd be a great replacement. I'd also like to say another transfer for Man United. Diallo, a winger, signed for Man United from Atalanta. It's going to be pretty big for Man United because, they've been doing much better lately. Like, I feel like Man United, they like the past 5 years were like some of their worst years. They've been doing absolutely horrible. The situation with Paul Pogba, losing all their games, like for a time you couldn't even compare them with Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City. They were down there with like the worst teams. Like it was pretty bad. But now I think with Bruno Fernandes, the central signing, it's made their team way better. And we'll do a whole episode about Bruno Fernandes and Manchester United. But also, yeah, I wanted to say about the signing. They signed someone new,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's about all the signings this week or this
Yeah.
period of time.
I also want to say one thing about the central backs, and David Alaba. The central back is a very crucial factor in a team. It's basically like the base of a pyramid, you could say. And if you don't have good defenders, then a lot of balls are just going to be let in and shot on goal. And yeah, like I said before, the goalkeeper can only go that far, jump that far. So yeah, with the signing of David Alaba, I think Liverpool is going to do very good. Um, yeah. Uh, Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe and hit that tiny bell down below to always stay notified when a new episode comes out.
And yeah, if you have any comments, suggestions, or feedbacks, or anything you want to say at all, if maybe you have a topic that you want us to discuss in the next episode, make sure to leave it down below. We'd greatly appreciate it, and we'll make sure to answer all your questions or just talk about anything you tell us in the comment section.
Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.